Alright, that is West Side, Round 3, from Final Fight CD. This is a Super Nintendo style remix by The Legend of Renegade, who's a god at just doing game styles. Apparently, I did not know that Final Fight CD was sold at retail for 9,800 yen, which, given that at that time 100 yen was about $1 flat, yeah, about $100 for a CD game. Ludicrous. Ludicrous, I tell you. But that was technology back then. People were willing to pay $100 if you could wow them. Okay, where's my Street Fighter? We'll get the game started in 1 second. Okay, hello, Alejandro, Stay in Class, and Kig Yars. Welcome. This might be a bit of a shorter stream, like 90 minutes to 2 hours. Alright. Salve i miei amici. Buonasera, Alejandro. Buonasera, Kigyar Contigaro. Oh, hello, Omni. Welcome. You just hopped in there. Autodesk, you have been carrying the fucking game industry besides Unreal. I'll give you that shit. And Mr. Wada Wada himself, the Quims and I. This game, so mixed on this game. Like this right here in the cutscene, it doesn't look too bad, surprisingly. But then you play the actual game. And I feel bad for everyone who bought the first fucking 3 editions, vanilla and arcade.
Ultra Street Fighter 4!
I think, yeah, Street Fighter was the one that really convinced me that you really just had to wait for the last edition of the game to come out. Because, at least back then with Mortal Kombat, you only had like 3 DLC fighters and all that other costumes. But if you want a fighter, it was just 3 of them. But here it's like every other game had like another 10 fighters, so you may have well just waited. How's the audio so far? Was this the air they try to fill in the Street Fighter gameplay? Kinda? Because they tried with the first one, they sped it up in arcade, and then they kept the same in Ultra, but there is an Omega mode that they take out, I think, double cancels, which you have to sacrifice some of those meter burns you can do, but you technically can move a lot faster, and the fact you can switch between that on the fly before you pick your character, before you start the match, is great. Character design again look manly on gameplay. I'm not going to comment. Wait. I don't know. Do you mean the game manly in terms of 6 or manly in terms of this one here 4? Because my problem with 4 isn't that it's quote unquote manly. It's just that it looks ungodly blocky. Like in those still flat images, it's fine. This is when you have to really test your arcs out. Because here it doesn't look completely terrible. And it's a healthy roster too, this game. 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3K. 3 by 15, that's 45, 44. 44 characters in a roster. And that's kind of the sad thing with fighting games. You can put in all these fucking characters, and depending on how small you make those little boxes, people say it's enough or not. Well, Hammer. Just to jump out, then you get tired. After that, apparently had 2 superhero characters with Batman standards. Catman and Crimson Chin is a little more like Daredevil than Batman. I think that's really what it was. I think Crimson Chin was more so like... Because Catman was clearly Batman because of Adam West, but Crimson Chin was like, well, who's also a cool-looking guy? Daredevil? You could argue, philosophically, Daredevil is the Batman to Marvel. At least the closest you can get. Anyways. I'm gonna pick 2 characters. Oh, so you can pick the same character twice, and you'll see what I mean. I'm gonna pick El Fuerte. Because you can use Street Fighter 4 edition, the Omega edition. Because if they were in the basic one, Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, 2012, and then yeah, Ultra Street Fighter 4, yeah. So yeah, you can switch between the different styles. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Omega's gonna be 6. I'm gonna pick Ultra here. Yeah, and I'm gonna pick Ultra Combo. I'll pick Double Combo. Okay, let's go to El Fuerte again. And this time, because the computer's gonna be better than me, I'm gonna put him on Omega. So you can see with a high chance. Interesting, I forgot, like, if one person picks that Ultra Combo, the other player can't. Oh, wait. I forgot, with Omega, you can't pick that third one because the way the meter burns, the meter burn system, otherwise you'd be completely fucking broken. I'm going to Ultra Spark. Catman was an actual DC character, but yeah. But then again, if the thing with that, we said manly, not man. Mainly, I didn't see the eye from here, sorry. On my right monitor, it's like kind of flat, not angled towards me. Yeah, this was a DC character for Catman, but it's like Child's Play. You know, there was already a famous movie called Child's Play, but the Chucky Murder Doll Child's Play just got a lot more famous, so they could actually afford. Shot your little Chino warehouse full of Chinmobiles, a real car collection. I don't think he was that conceited, but I think maybe he thought it was a one-off initially, and then he just kind of fell in love with the character. They brought him back again and again, even when they had that Showdown episode. Because they got the Crimson Chin fighting Catman next. That was kind of neat.
The stage of battle is set.
Oh yeah. I have all Japanese audio. Don't you love the same intro?
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
If you start, so the TV looks like it's doing some wicked crazy shit that I can't do, it's because it actually is this time. Mad Gear hideout in a freaking temple, I would have never thought. Oh, damn. I remember that stand-up comedian who said that Street Fighter was like the best fighting game ever, because those people won. Because when people had beef, they wouldn't wait after a parking lot. They would just like go to the arcade and sit out all their problems with the machine. And so you got all the satisfaction of beating your opponent to a pulp, but you did it without anyone actually getting hurt. I see what you're trying to do. El Fuerte, the one who's a really shitty cook. I have a funny story for El Fuerte. That his mom's favorite weapon of choice was not the chancla, it was not the belt, it was the fry pan. And that just forever stuck with him. I probably should have checked my controllers calibrated properly. Okay, let's get this one. I am the... I can wear the pant color on the black one. Let's go. I have to remember how to do the... I'm so used to Marvel vs. Capcom, just hit like shoulder triggers and it works. Like, is it really? Oh, wait. It's really 2 heavies, right? There we go. Oh, fuck. I need my Ultra Combo working. Car racing film called Fast and Furious. Yep.
You win.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually named it like as a homage out of respect. But then of course, you know, with a lot of these, they typically don't expect to make more than one film. The same way how people didn't expect Tokyo Drift to be quote-unquote so bad at the box office in comparison to, you know, 1 and 2 Fast and Furious. Yep. Yeah, 1 legit was so intensely bad in terms of profit that they were actually debating whether or not to just cancel the Fast series right then and there. I need that pink. I need that pink. We don't have Tron Bomb, but we gotta get close. That Misty. There we go. Hello, Sinistar, welcome. Yeah, this, you see what I mean about the art style? Maybe, I don't know, maybe graphics have just changed so much, but I remember really not liking the visuals of this game when it first came out. Let's pick this one over here. Exciting street scene, that's what we need.
Nothing. Exciting street scene. Fists will fly at this location.
I have a Wikipedia page?
Who
Alright.
will emerge a champion? Fight!
Yeah, I'll try to control the art of this match. I feel like something's slightly up. I think my low and mediums are inverted. I could be wrong. I think I played with controller the last time I think this was going on here. Okay, yeah. I think it is inverted. Especially the muscle memory around it just getting fucking better. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Honestly, I prefer, I'd say 5 or 6. Yeah, 4 is arguably, I'd say, of the new age Street Fighter games, which it's not a good term, I'm just saying that off the top of my head here. 4, 5, 6. Gameplay-wise, I think 4 is easily the best one. But graphically, I just don't think I can give it to 4. It's probably bias of nostalgia of me not liking it back in the day. But I just didn't like the way it looks. Like, I have it like in a very small window mode right now. It looks okay. But on a big HD TV when the PlayStation first came out, I really didn't like it. I really didn't like the character models. Some characters look better than others. And, fuck. Like, some are just great, and other ones I'm just like, why didn't you animate this? Like, I'll pick T-Hawk next, and you'll see. One console with every fighter that everyone is currently the worst until this one comes along. But at the same time, I don't think it's just Street Fighter now. I think that's every fucking fighting game that goes on. It's like, sometimes it's objectively true, like MK11 and M12 happen. And then sometimes with Tekken 8, it's like, well, the game itself 8 is better than 7, but they doubled down on the pay-to-win mechanic. So on that basis, it is the worst one. Come on, there you go. Who hit it? Oh fuck. Okay. I had to hold my breath because I think you can get double kills in Street Fighter 4. I know you can in Tekken for sure. DJ's model is 4? Oh, we're doing T-Hawk versus DJ just for that. I have to pay Roger comment to name them Fast and Furious. Alright, yeah. Let's see. Cause they actually still have our Street Fighter 4 arcade machines here in Japan. One second here. Unconfig. Wait, can I? Where's my controller at? Oh, all the way down here. Okay. Medium kick. Right kick. Okay. A light punch. Huh, it actually is okay. That's interesting. It's like it's just better stuff with mediums and then work my way down and then as opposed to just go left, medium, heavy. Oh shit, my strat's up. I would have been on sooner today, but I made 2 gigantic ass quesadillas with jalapenos last night and chicken. Like the one where you need 2 tortillas, like the big flour tortillas. And that decided to wake me up at 3 in the morning. Like, it's like, my time has come. And I thought, okay, we're done, it's over. And then at 6:30 in the morning again, it's like, I am not finished yet. And then I going back to sleep, and I thought, okay, this stream's very nice, but what time is it? And it's like 10:30, and it's like, oh, shit. I'll meet T-Hawk. Where is he? Where's my boy at? Well, he's not my boy, but you know, this round. Look how he looks here. You're gonna see how bad he looks in action by comparison. I'll put his alternate 1 on, and I'll put his color purple, and then DJ. Where is he at? It's gonna take me some time to find DJ. I don't know anybody who plays him anymore. Oh, there you go. Alternate 1, orange. Make him arcade edition. Round 1 have been multi-K'd as a for them, yeah. Get out of my way, gotta go to the bathroom. Oh my god. Yeah, I was at home, thankfully, but it's just annoying that I'm like having a good rest, and I'm not tossing and turning finally, and then just stomach's like, are you sure about this? Hakan? Yeah. First I saw was, so the first Street Fighter 4 occasion I saw this, Sinstar. Full edition. They also had Melty and TVC. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom is, in my opinion, the objectively best Capcom fighting it that they've made ever since they jumped into like the PlayStation 3 360 era. I mean, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom was so fucking good that they made that the basis of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but it's got the better balancing of Marvel vs. Capcom 1. You have a couple broken characters, but no character feels too broken, and you have two of those Mega Boss characters that you can just play. If you want to pick one big character. Steak from Ritos. I think what screwed me over was I used the entire pound bag of cheese. I think it's a pound. Oh, I love that sound. Tell me DJ does not look like the man who would be like, have you seen this man? He was last seen with my daughter before she disappeared. I'm not saying he did it, but he's the last one who saw her. And T-Hawk, holy shit, bro. Look at I mean, I'm trying to get it in good lighting, but he almost borderline green. Maybe it's my monitor settings. But it probably is because the temple floor is green from reflecting off of that. You see how, like, it looked okay, but then you play them, it's like, what the hell wrong with them? I like to think they made DJ just to say, hey, you thought Balrog, not Mike Tyson was bad? You could always be DJ. You type go like it. Rufus. There's nothing wrong with Rufus. That's only every time you have Rufus, you have a bro, right, Cho? People just seem to willingly hate joke characters unless they're like the most broken, busted person in the meta. It's stupid. You're playing the game where this is my authentic Native American skin with T-Hawk. Name me any Native American that just like is on public when going to buy cigarettes. No one fucking does. The James! DJ! Oh, bro, if DJ was actually whoever they needed to do, they needed to give him the announcer voice from Dance Dance Revolution. You think you're gonna get it, son? Boom! Aha! Like he announces his own combos and shit. To the edge of pretentiousness. Come on, I gotta kick. Oh shit! Stop! I command you, for my people. Oh fuck, we're screwed. Fucking DJ smile, bro. I'm like, dentist. I mean, even his dentist is like, are you sure you want me to fix your teeth like this? Do not lament over your loss, for the spirits will heal and rejuvenate you. Side note, Killer Instinct 2015 has two Native American characters, but I love how one of them is the Archer archetype and the other one is just the Axeman archetype. But because they have them split up, the Archer can do some wicked shit with like having like the eagle distract your opponent and then just get shots in there, while the other one just goes complete mayhem. Like I'm basically having a hammer in my hand, just boom, boom, boom. It's great. Guy James and Cameron, Capcom America made DJ. What the fuck? See, can people talk about T-Hawk being offensive, Native American stereotype, but they got DJ over here being made up by America? Like, there is nothing wrong with, like, this is offensive, but this? DJ with DJ here. Oh, let's compare them separately. Like, the one on the left is offensive, the one on the right is completely normal. Don't ask me why, it just is. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Who thought this was a good idea? The days I don't smile annoying guard people. I got Rufus and a King Cobra. Just for that, we're picking fucking Rufus. Do you do Rufus against Dan Hibiki, or you want to do Rufus against E Honda? The jokes or the facts? Where is Rufus down here? Not even a smile. We're picking the alternate 2 costume. We're gonna go Mega Mode for this. Actually, alternate. Nice Black Sunday is on Pluto TV. Dope. Then why did you need a happy black guy? They should just turn him into Christopher Lambert from Mortal Kombat the movie, you know, with Raiden. Serious face. Or you know that, or now that Gus Fring meme from number 6, Far Cry 6 here. It's so odd seeing the names in the wrong spots now, or right spots when I want to see it. I was just so used to seeing Bison as Vega, Balrog as Bison, and then Balrog as for fucking legal name switch should have never happened. They should have kept M Bison Vega, and they should have just switched Balrog and Vega. Should be no, Balrog and Bison should be the two names that were changed. Should have kept Vega for the fucking dictator. That's all they should have to do. But nah, it's super fucking complicated now. Okay, let's put him against Dan Hibiki. Omega can go Omega 2. Quote number 11. None. Battle of the Lords. Winner gets to just watch Bob from Tekken eat the entire damn buffet. No, Bob from Tekken is at the buffet right now eating, just watching them like losers.
North America, skyscraper under construction. Fight locale chosen.
He looks goofy in the costume I picked, but it's like the other costume that I picked.
The battle has begun.
Okay.
Fight!
See, the one I picked, it's like Hong Kong movie kind of goofy. I like that. Because you love Jackie Chan films like I do, the Hong Kong goofy is not a problem. People are like, oh no, he doesn't play like Uber Ultra Macho Man UFC fighter. And look at the skin I picked for Dan. Like, I gave him the fucking the bad boy buff. Because this default skin actually looks a little bit more cartoony. Punch kick, punch, punch. Oh shit. The game editions in the character select. Oh, the game editions literally defers to how their movesets were in that initial version. So you play regular Street Fighter 4, then you have like the very vanilla version of their movesets, which includes only the two supers. Super Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade and Ultra, of course, reflect the changes made for those editions. The 2012 one was based off of the arcade machines, and then Omega is that special. You can get out of double cancels, but you have to sacrifice your third special move and some other meter tricks that you can't cancel out of. So which it does technically make you a faster character. So yeah, it's kind of like having Mugen in your actual fighting game, which is part of why it's so good, because it's kind of funny because you can think of it like with Mortal Kombat's variation system, but instead of it affecting, you know, like, but it affects your moveset overall instead of, you know, oh, you just know 1/3 of the moveset, which affects speed, defense, combos. So if you're good with one version of the game, you can legit just pick that old version again and hop right back in like no problem. So at least there's some crazy wicked balancing issues, but it means anyone can find a character or person that can play it. Fuck it. I am barely blocking the nick of time. I don't know how. I am. No, if I lose the fucking Dan, I'm gonna hang it up right here. Get that news ready. Come on, heavy. Yeah. Fuck it, Dan. Dan maybe get across the Death Star, but imagine him being Bison. And to be fair, it is true, but I just don't like how every region it fucking rotates. So see, it's like, oh, you have to memorize 3 fucking versions, like the Euro version, the Japanese version, and then the fucking American version. It's why they have to call them, you know, Claw, Dictator, and Boxer, because it's just that confusing. Omega Bound was unofficial reimagining of the cast, like if they wanted to make like a Street Fighter 4 was designed with sweats in mind, you play the Omega style. And it's not, again, it's not bad at all. It's actually pretty good. I actually wouldn't have minded a Street Fighter 4 Ultra was Omega instead, but I see why they did what they did, and I think it was a smarter call. I am so fat, I bullet timed Dan Hibiki. And if I lose, yep, fucking hell. You can't win them all. You see, Dan Hibiki's school of martial arts is legit, Just ignore the sketchy building it's in. You got E for defense? Fuck you. I almost tripped, but I didn't, so I win. Just give him that 50s dad voice and it works so well for like a shitty English dub. Well, yes, I'm going to enter the Street Fighter tournament. Who is asking? The Bison was saying, Joel, the way the Bison has to be the most American way to drive who's to extinction. All the windows moving trains because you're bored. Yeah, it's a kind of a shame. Because there's a lot of meat on that thing. We live in a time that we were denied actual bison buffalo wings. We must forever live with that consequence. I'll pick Elena next. I'll pick some ladies, don't worry. El DiCaprio, yeah. Yun 18 from Jun to Yun? Oh my god, pick a fucking name, damn it. I'm gonna have to pick. I'll pick ladies time. I'm gonna pick. I'll pick Poison last. I'm gonna pick Viper. And then I'm gonna go against Cammy. I know y'all love Cammy, but Cammy's weird. I don't know why she does nothing for me. She's the Jill Valentine of Resi of fucking Street Fighter shit. Capcom should be working miracles on me, but it don't. Is that your halftime show? JD Vanish of Penguin to shoot. Oh my god. Ice in the Puerto Rican Pixie. Oh god. Oh god, no. Viper just returned in 6 because they're making a 3rd season DLC, yes. Yeah, Viper's another character like Rufus that shows how weird the Street Fighter fans are because they're like, Viper's a cool secret agent, but we don't want that her being a mom storyline. I'm like, oh, you bastards, you can't have it all, motherfuckers. It just comes to a case of how serious you want to take your fighting games, but it's like you can't have a game where Dan Hibiki's a punching bag and then expect Rufus not to show up. It's like you have fucking Hugo. Why can't you take Dan and Hugo together to get fucking Rufus? Cammy is not weird. No, I don't mean weird in that she's weird, but it's like, again, Jill Valentine and Cammy on paper should be my favorite girls in their respective franchises, but to me it's like, nope. It's just a personal thing. That's why I say it's weird. It's not because she's weird, it's just that the fact it's like, there should be perfection to me, but you're not for some reason. I realized Viper and Vanessa from KOF have the exact same, like the whole mother's fighting storyline.
Are you ready?
Except I don't think, I forget, besides Dan, I don't think anyone canonically simps for Viper. I know, with, what's it called? Looking at fighters, you know, you have Ramon going nuts over for Vanessa. Yeah, if this match feels slower, it's because I'm using the Street Fighter 4. I think it's the Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, why it feels kind of slower. I was picking like Ultra Edition, and I was picking the. You saw the animation, right? I was supposed to beat her in that, but yeah, it just gave her the advantage. Hitbox wasn't big enough, apparently. It's not like Chun-Li where it's like, okay, I get it. Remember the show Mr. Meaty? Mr. Meaty! That show was so weird as a kid, but growing up, I'm like, I love this thing. It's so strange, I love it. Favorite was someone that's catered to SNK fans? Mission accomplished. I mean, but nowadays you have, was it Street Fighter 6 with Mai Shiranui just thrown in there? Yeah, I can feel it in her moveset. I can feel the catering. Yep, she got a bit of that Mai Fire there. She got the ground pound from Terry. I'm feeling a little bit more some Kyo in there with how she's shuffling around. It could be wrong. She has the shield. Good. Oh, okay, so Cammy, I forget, she's like Johnny Cage. You have to kind of, she works like a parry, which makes a lot of sense. Fuck. Yeah, and Terry Bogard too. Then of course you have also coming into what's it called, the City of the Wolves. Street Fighter 4 had some really good songs. Like It's not like Street Fighter 2 where they actually were really good bangers depending on which version you had. But 4, I tell you, when 4 was solid, it was solid. But when it was great, it arguably became... It's still alongside the Street Fighter 2 versions. If they were there. If not, they were just the definitive ones, right? I'm also sorry, also allowed for school game. I'll start probably like 10 minutes. As soon as there's no fucking like long ass speech going on. London Spider Jump, I forget about that. As a kid, I used to just pick Ken all the time because he's like, they told him that at the time it was the easier version of Ryu, and I believed it. It's not wrong because you know he's not as strong. He's a bit more speedy. He's like Fox and Falco. There's my guy. I'm gonna probably do a disservice. I like how our alternate one is her default. Is this one with the alternate 1 or 2 with the hair down? I forget. I think it's alternate. Here's the blue. Let's put it. I'll put them both in Omega. Guy. Yeah, because okay, so yeah, the fake outs are there. Okay, so we can just be like, oh, inputting weird. It's supposed to look like.
Solar eclipse. Fight locale chosen.
Fatigue, which one is you better for? Webbing all the top classic teams? Yeah. That's not all the skin I wanted, but we'll roll with it. I wanted the hair down.
The battle has begun.
And look, she got Cinderella shoes. We can totally do a Cinderella story with Jury now. Everybody wins. The feet people get their feet thing, and the 2 people end the story with her wearing a pair of shoes that are not Reeboks or Nikes. Is this some Reeboks or some Nikes? Yeah, oh yeah. Reeboks or some Nikes. Fucking radio call. Shit. There are days when I can just chain those combos like nothing, and then there are other days where it's like, fuck. I probably could do a Street Fighter 5 stream someday, but yeah. 5 is not. I don't think 5 is terrible, but at the same time, I bought 5 arcade, and then I waited for the Championship Edition upgrade to come out, and then I bought that plus the last season. And the annoying thing is that Season 5 plus the DLC is how the game should have been at launch. The speed, the balancing, the counters, the V-trigger system. That's what I wanted it to be. If the game came out launching with that kind of speed and balance with the V-triggers, instead of that rushed mess for that fucking 2016, 2017 EVO, I don't think Street Fighter 5 would have been in that weird state that it was in. You know, with Julie's very strange idea, well, if I can find her costume with the hair down in the blue skin, it makes a lot more sense. Like, I will start up another match just to get that fucking hair down skin. Oh, this shit right here. That over-shielding is the reason why I never got into Street Fighter as a kid. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I could just shield for eternity, like other fighting games, and they would be like, okay, so I get punished being hit because I suck. I get punished shielding because I suck. So everything punishes you. What the fuck? And I just gave up. And I went to Tata vs. Capcom, and I got good there. I came back, and then the shielding mechanic. Once I got used to the shielding aspect, more confident in the game, it just wasn't as big of a problem anymore. Because I went from shielding not at all, because Smash Brothers, to just shielding way too fucking much. As Street Fighter 4 fights the background of the Lion King. Oh no, bro! You're gonna get someone you gotta get someone to make Lion King with the Street Fighter characters first, and then you'll be able to get that further. We gotta sell it now. Who's gonna have those Nala Doomy eyes? We gotta sell this now. Hate to say it, but Jerry would probably be the hyena. Just because of that fucking smile. Her DJ would be fucking Ed with the crazy laugh. With the fucking smile. I can totally see that. Ed just being the laughing hyena DJ. EDDJ. Lion Kill was the only can't like be king. Let me pick. I'll pick Jerry's second costume then. Oh, what's 2? Let's change her out with we said India, we said Africa, right? We gotta pick our girl, we gotta pick her. Elena. She's got one costume. Okay, sure. Put her in purple. Can we all the hands down? I think Fire launched as wait. I think 5 Sinstar says had released as launch, but at a discount. I could avoid a lot of shit. Exactly. They tried giving you only 16 characters at launch for a full fucking price, and the game was bare bones. They were still patching modes in. But no, I spent 60 bucks for 1/3 of the game. Exactly. I can't be mad at Street. But at the same time, Street Fighter. It's kind of weird. For the uber casual, Smash Bros. Is a fighting game. For the average person who plays fighting games occasionally, it's Mortal Kombat. But the biggest legacy fighter that people go to for is Street Fighter. But it's the one they also give it more on. They just buy it, play it for 2 weeks, and they're just done with it. MK has longer lifespan usually for the people of the casuals. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. I don't got Battle for the Grid, man. I wish I did. You cannot buy it here because of the copyright. So I have to buy an American copy, import it.
Europe, blast first. Fight locale chosen.
Hopefully the hair down is the one with the hair down, right? Damn it! They don't. Okay, so hair down isn't in this one. It's on. I've been playing 5 for so long with the hair down that I forget some for.
Who will emerge a champion?
No. So he just spitballing fighting games. If you want to time them out, you can. We're saying Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, Mystic Force, the writer, and then the rest of it are just characters in the fighting game. I've almost never seen anyone use that healing move, honestly. Hey. What'd you say about the stained cloth about seeing Yuri just kicking the hell out the prince? Nah. It's gotta be the serpent. Yeah. Sorry, Alejandro. You still got the shield powers, right? You can ban him, right? I'm just gonna keep spamming stuff.
Will the tide of battle turn? Fight!
24 hours, alright. Got it. Thank you. One sec. Chat on stream should also be clear. Yeah, nothing against the game out for the grid, but it's just if you're gonna be spamming shit like that, I think viewers are gonna be less likely to play it. Hold on, I'm literally have 0 health right now. I'm on my feet, and we talk the lady with the longest legs in the goddamn game. Shit. I was saying, the servant for the prince, she's gotta kick that servant, and then Yuri only respects the prince when the prince just catches her kick, no. Competitive fighters, they hate the ability for characters to heal because it ruins whatever super chain link combos they have planned for number crunching. Yeah, unless the healing comes from attacking directly, like a vampire character, they usually are very anal about it. Special time, please. Double quarter circle. Double quarter circle. Okay, that's not working. Fuck it. Feet time. The fucking light kick just ends everything.
You win.
I remember that session. I forget what game it was, but I remember someone just came in. Yeah, I do know why that guy came in. because unfortunately there are people who actually they're anti-VTuber for whatever fucking reason, and so if you tag that you're a VTuber, they will just come to your channel just to give you hell and shit. Third Strike, resurrection. Yeah, but that's the thing about it. Third Strike only gets respect from the competitive community because of that Evo moment. That's really all it is. If it wasn't for the Evo moment, no one would care about Street Fighter. Because think about it this way. There were 3 Street Fighter 3s. That's why the third one is called Third Strike. Because it's the third attempt at Street Fighter 3. The same way how we had Street Fighter Vanilla, Street Fighter 4 Vanilla, Super Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Arcade, 2012, Ultra. Same thing as that. Then how many Street Fighter 2s did they have? It's so fucking many. No, that wasn't you. It wasn't you, Crimson. It wasn't you, because you weren't typing it individually letter by letter. I would have known if it was you. You got funny ways of saying it, but you don't type in the whole thing uncensored into chat, letter at a time. Battle of the Grid, Kami Ranger was... Yeah, Battle of the Grid, unfortunately, the thing of Power Rangers and Super Sentai is that a lot of the Power Rangers fights in the US versions use Super Sentai footage, but then they also add new footage to supplement it. So that new footage is what the Americans own, which whoever owns, I think Paramount, Paramount Nickelodeon owns the rights to it now. Which is why they can't use the Power Rangers stuff, because they would have to get the likenesses to the American Rangers and all that stuff. The Japanese already signed up on theirs, because, you know, they're under the suits and everything. But not vice versa. Fun game isn't perfect. 7 officially, 8 officially. Alright. You gotta ask yourself, chat, who would catch that shoe? Is it Blanca? Is Blanca the sweet Prince Charming who needs a lady with a fit? Yeah, knowing our luck, it would probably be something really hilariously dark. Probably be Vega, like fan art. They'd be like, he's like, alright, let's go. At Adon. This is Rolento. Gonna get to the less used characters love. Okay. World Warrior Championship Hyper Fighting Super Turbo Hyper Super 302 HD Remix and Ultra. Yeah, HD Remix was the one, like, that's 8 versions, yeah. Because there's HD Remix, that was one that came out on the PS3 and 360 right before Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 1 got dropped again, digitally. And then that would technically... I think we could count that new one, that the 3rd anniversary edition, as another one, because they actually added Dark Can and added one other character to that too, with some rebalancing tweaks to that. So technically that would be 9 versions. But at least, as far as way back in the day, it was just 7. You guessed it. Yeah, the way Sakura is a fighting schools character.
South Asia, beautiful day. Destination confirmed.
Yeah, but that's the kind of the problem. That's kind of the sad thing. Like Final Fight and Final has just been regarded as like Street Fighter roster filler. But at the same time, unfortunately, I'll say it again. That Morrigan carrying Darkstalker Jeff Rollins' Capcom 3 strat has worked too fucking well, that they can actually afford to do so. Because the last thing that Capcom wants to do is make a fighting game that competes with themselves. Namco Bandai knows that 2 different audiences play Tekken and Soul Calibur, but there's also enough overlap that if they release both, fans will buy both. Capcom doesn't have that kind of confidence. Come on, I need the fucking specials. The throw. Man, blow up my throw. Bicycle throw, not like kick him to oblivion, but I guess that's his throw.
What will happen now? Fight!
Back to Brain Strider also makes it in the universe, yes. Yeah, Capcom has this weird thing, they kind of want everything to be connected to kind of get people to buy the game, but they can't commit enough to the actual notion of it. Like, if I told you that Dead Rising and Resident Evil happened, for example, in the same universe, you'd have a lot more questions than you would answers. But unfortunately, those games are so different that just because you have people who like one, doesn't mean you're gonna buy the other. Some people would buy Street Resident. Oh shit! If that actually would have killed the elements, hilariously sad. Get it! To the crotch! Let's go! Because there's some people who would buy Resident Evil on the basis that they like the badass protagonists more in those games than they do some of the Resident Evil ones. There's a reason why Leon and Jill are the two most popular characters, and it's not Chris, it's not Barry, it's not Sheva, it's not Rebecca. Nor anyone else from fucking Survivor either. But some people would not buy Dead Rising solely on the basis of the timer. Some people would buy Resident Evil, the new ones, the new trilogy, 7, 8, 9, because of the first-person elements, and then other people wouldn't buy it because they just like the zombie shit more than the new shit they're doing. That's why, and that's the kind of reason why, and that's exactly why Capcom will probably never bring the fighting game. Because every time they try making two franchises with a similar concept but done differently, to them they get more of a division in the fan base than a unification, enough to where they just compete with themselves. Instead of having one game that sells like 8 million copies, they have two games that sell 4 million copies. It's not bad, but then you kind of argue that you can justify the cost of making both of these. Let's go, Sagat. Bring it back. Well, as the games count in the same universe, not counting KOF. That is very true. But also, which one is the biggest game? Arguably King of Fighters. Well, that's Ultra SF2, the Switch one? Alright, my bad. Cosmic Elevator, let's go.
South America. Cosmic Elevator. Fight locale chosen. Who will emerge a champion? Fight!
Here she looks kind of like a bit like Mai, with the way that the jeans and the midriff. Probably talk about any ninja girl with a midriff. I mean, they'll say Rufus is retarded with his ponytail, but then look at Ibuki's ponytails here, guys. It's like you can't pick and choose your realism when you want to. Yeah, commit to it or not at all. It's like MK had that pulpy over-the-top comic style for up until MK X, arguably. I think X had some tweaks to it done. But then 11 onwards, they went to full-on realism in the armor, and it got kind of boring to look at. And then at K12, they over-designed shit. There's just too much shit going on. There we go. Yeah, well, I hate to say it, the hard part when you put all the girls in like an all-girls group. I love how Zangief are just doing like space pull-ups. It's fucking great. Yeah, but the big thing with when you put all the girls in a friend group, unfortunately, one friend is going to catch all the love. Like you put Ibuki in the same friend group as Helena, in the same group as Kyoto and Sakura. Someone just going to naturally get it more. And Chun-Li, unfortunately for those girls, has been around so fucking long that she's just going to win by being around the longest. You know what I mean? Unless Street Fighter wants to pull Mary Rose and Honoka, where they just crazy design these girls who are so wickedly popular by catering to people who don't play Street Fighter and risk putting the franchise in jeopardy, depending on how they play their cards. Yeah, MK lost a lot of its identity and form. That's the big reason why it's just so hard to go back to it. Because the gameplay from what I've been seeing, it looks solid enough. But if the rest doesn't feel MK, then what's the fucking point? It would be like having the inverse would be like having every Street Fighter character feel like a Street Fighter character in the look, but then it plays like Smash Brothers. And I mean like not the Ryu with the extended moveset, but like just the limited A, B buttons. Silly. Who's Billy? Best I can do is a Blanca. Lynn Kurosawa, yeah. But yeah, you essentially have Chun-Li's just so popular that she's like Batman at this point. She gets so popular she's been around the longest of the group and gets more skins, which makes her more popular. So she gets more skins, which gets her more popular, and just keeps on going in an endless cycle. Like no one's gonna give like Poison on a pick her in the next round after this one. Yeah, there's a reason why she's kind of divisive. I think everybody fucking knows why, which makes sense why she wouldn't have the most skins. Yuri plays catch up very well when it comes to popularity. But when you can give, in theory, you could give girls like Rose here a boost with a good costume, or you could give Makoto a boost with a good costume. Why would they do that when they can just slap it on a girl like Cam who's already way more popular and it's gonna sell guaranteed? Unfortunately, when you get to popular content, it just makes more sense to keep all the popular characters as popular as you fucking can. Let's pick again. I'll get it. No. Remember the Sega vs. Capcom Family Bean game? I have not heard about that, no. But I hope whoever the motherfucker is doesn't post anything else until the game is finished. Because Sega is not going to have a problem with this fucking game, Capcom might. And what I've learned about games like thanks to Project Other M, especially if it's going to actively compete with their bottom fucking line, so not Other M, sorry, AM2R. If they're going to actively compete with their bottom line, they will get rid of your indie project. Cruise ship stern. Air Kurosawa for direct runaway train. People forget that Kurosawa already had ties to the film industry before he like, super got into it because his brother was like one of those old school timey film dubbers. In real time reading the English stuff in Japanese. But when the talkies came in, his brother lost his job and his brother offed himself because he had nowhere else to go. And that's kind of why Kurosawa like just tripled down it in the film industry to not let his brother be in vain. The Kurosawa was essentially a cinematic samurai. Come on, put more hip into that. Don't let me get Tina from... Get him, put her away! I know you spammed the shit out of that, but... The more was pretty, even with the costume, on like 5. Isn't it back at the time? So we don't forget how much costume on the added. Nothing. No, I mean historically. I'm not saying for a game specifically. I'm saying just historically over time. Punch. Medium. Sidestep it, let's go. Come on, let me throw thunder. Sid motion. Yeah, I'm not a big Wonka fan because I don't know his moves. Canon to this Kurosawa script and the credit to the America. To comics being prison with ending. What do I train at to stop? Taking him to film 1, 2, 3, 310 to Yuma. Yeah. The remake for 310 to Yuma was not bad. That was a pretty good remake. I'm not gonna lie. But it's kind of, what a shocking result. But it's kind of funny to think how even back then, like in the 60s and 70s, you know, you had international film partnerships, like taking scripts and adapting them across the world. And you tell the fans, you know, it would never happen, and the creators are like, yo, let's just do this. Or can I do it? Sure. Did I play Makoto? Let's put Makoto versus Cody. I don't know how I feel about Cody. I mean, I love his character arc, but I don't feel like Capcom knows what else to go. I think Cody as a character just done. Not that was a bad thing, but he had a complete arc. Like, he can be like Ryu and just remain in the same spot. And meanwhile, they give Ken the whole his wife took the kid story, and I'm like, don't do this to me, bro. Ken don't deserve this. Ken does not deserve it. Like, if Dan got hitched, you know, I could see Dan having she took the kid story, but not my boy Ken.
North America, driving tonight. Your destiny will be determined here.
Like, I could say for him, make a SNK versus Sakali for Makoto, or make another one for Chun-Li.
Who will emerge a champion?
Most embrace it mainly Voldo, Q, Faust, Elisa. Yeah, you have Elisa, bro. Autocon and Elisa are great. You see that? Burger Diner, right? Wait, weapon combat? Wait. Oh wait, I forgot he has his knife quick moveset. There's a kicks in there. You're a tomboy farmer, you gotta use those legs. I was told I gravitate to creeps on a roster, but never felt compelled to play Bonk on or Necro. Style block, as you can see, is more like you have to kind of lure them in to do your electricals. I forget about Necro, but Dualism, it's a lot of setup. Not like here we can do like some punch, some throws, and just keep like, you know, moving around. Kind of it with Canley's family. There's stuff in a hold on, he was a can. I think it would have been great. Like, there is a way they could have done it darker, but yeah, it would have been too dark for Street Fighter. Like, his son just goes missing and we never hear from him again until like 2 Street Fighter games later because he's a teenager or something. Like, that would have been a good thing. Like, he lost the kids, his wife lost the kid, and then he like, no. A little violent quest to find his kid again. The kicking ass, taking names. I would have been down for that. But I think that would have been a little bit too depressing for Street Fighter. Because you know how Street Fighter stories are. They don't really ever fully commit to people like... You know what? They don't commit like Tekken does, to put it easier. Like Elisa, Russian robots, adorable, funny, unintentionally funny. Not that Xiaoyu's a bad pick either. It's so fun to tease Elisa though. That, and I think also go back to her like being like one of my first mains when I first got into Tekken with Tag Tournament 2. So getting her ending and seeing how Goop with the Goop Ball, she was like, okay, I like this. And I always wanted to try to get a Tekken as a kid, but the arcade lines were so damn long. Like I could play like 3 sets of like 3 songs of Dance Dance Revolution, come back, and the line would have not moved a fucking inch. People just running up. Like, you would have better luck waiting at the Ninja Turtle arcade machine, hoping somebody dropped out because they ran out of quarters to play. You play Piranha Plant, man. Piranha Plant's a fun troll character though. Like, you can just like throw him and jab him, and if you know how to get them with an edge guard and just spike him down, if you get that spike as Piranha Plant, you will see people legit just quit the fucking match. It's great. There are some arcades by the beach side, surprisingly. South side, yeah. Also, I mostly went to, but there were also a couple in the mall, and you know, if you went to like some of those mini golf centers or the mall, or a couple of like the Chinese laundromats that had like that. There was even a burger place with us that did like, you know, until the Mexicans bought it out. And even when the Mexicans bought it out, that arcade machine, they kept it going because it was like one of those SNK foreign ones. It had like King of Fighters 98. It had Metal Slug 2 or 3. It was one of those 2. It wasn't 4. I would have remembered if it was 4. And there were 2 other games they had slapped in there that were very popular. And all those years, I think until like the mid-2010s, they actually kept that machine alive. But I think that this machine just got so damaged that they couldn't repair it anymore. That's the only reason they let it go. The Chinese laundromat that used to be next to the fish fry place elsewhere, that one actually used to have Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and then and before that they had X-Men vs. Street Fighter. Karate beats throwing rocks. Dude, but Tekken's are great. Obviously, Eliza. I am mad at Eliza. I don't hate Eliza, but I just find it irritating that Eliza is a character that they hyped up so much. But when you buy the DLC for the game, there is no season to buy Eliza in. So you could buy season 1 with, you know, with what, 2 characters, Tekken Bowl, and then all those the Tekken movie skins, you know, the animated one. Or with that same money, buy the 2 fighters separately, buy Eliza, and then you can buy the other 2 seasons on discount, which is what I did, and you can have the entirety of the roster. I remember buying them on discount for like $8 a season. Lydia is probably my favorite new additions for 7. Although, what was her name from 8? Susanna? I want to try her out. Video's like, nah, this is just some boring. I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, this looks good, actually. Like, take back what I said. The two hardest characters to face off in Street Fighter 2 Classic. M. Bison because he's broken as shit. Chun-Li because she animates so well it can at times be really hard to read what her next input's gonna be. Did get a lot of episode with the playable salmon again? Pain! Love Asuka. Yeah, Asuka's great. I just wish they would stop the Asuka Lily story. Because it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere fast, bro. I mean, at least with Zack not getting any girls in Do, at least that's still kind of funny. But at least with Zack, you know, he's over the top, which actually makes it work. It's like, you can think like Tom and, it's like, to me, Lily and Asuka, it's like Roadrunner and Coyote. It's not fun because I know how it's going to play out every single time. Same input, same output. And considering that Asuka or the Roadrunner doesn't have to really do anything, it's kind of the point. It's more fun when both parties are involved in a spy versus spy kind of deal or a Tom and Jerry kind of deal, as opposed to being one-sided. It's also like when I show like making themes. I liked it for a little bit, but I just want to watch it again. Say it with me, everybody. She looks better in 5. 6 depends on the skin. I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace. And Chun-Li, you are peace. The Russians are like, finally we get to take a break from looking around and pretend to entertain for work. Hold on, you see my man, until I actually learn playing set with Lee. Oh no, a Chun-Li, a Bruce Lee, Stan Lee, all the Lees all the time. Would Lee look at the time? I looked at her top Snoko versus Capcom with the whole back flip school. They rounded it out. Okay, with her, I just kind of like, I'll let input have it just kind of put back into there. I can't, like, I have a hard time just like naturally switching between punches and kicks. So when you have to go punch, kick, punch, and like get a good flow going, my fingers are just like, what the fuck do I do? Slamming down everything. Oh, when I say like she looks better in 5, she looks better in 5 than she does in 4. But 6, yeah, with her hair down in 6, oh, it's great. But certain costumes she had with her, it makes her face look strange. But then again, they always struggle with Chun-Li's face because the very beta Street Fighter 5 she looked weird. Then they fixed it. The beta for Street Fighter Infinite she looked weird. Then they fixed it. You know, the 6 beta looked weird. Then they fixed it. Whereas with mine, they got it right perfect off the bat. Cammy, they got it perfect off the bat. Jerry, perfect off the bat. In all 3 in all the games. The boosting archetype. Yeah. My favorite one would probably have to be Law from Tekken. My least favorite is fucking Janley from fucking Dead or Alive. Liu Kang, I think, was different enough from Bruce Lee's proper to him actually being like solid. Although I found it interesting that in 9 they actually was the only game they turned off the screams and the yells, whereas every other game they actually had those high pitched yells. Fei Long, yeah, Fei Long's not bad either. Maxi, which one's Maxi from? We're in Fortnite, or Fortnite not in that game? Yeah, but that's kind of the thing though. I mean, oh, fucking, you triggered the, you have just said the sleeper cell phrase. The DLC fighting character thing. We all go back to Smash Brothers. Because Smash Bros fans, the hyper casual ones, the ones who claim that Smash is a real fighting game but refuse to play Street Fighter, they refuse to learn Mortal Kombat, they refuse to play Tekken, they refuse to even learn other platform fighters like Rivals of Aether, or even games like the newer platform fighter for TMNT by Nickelodeon, or the Nickelodeon All-Stars Battle 1 and 2. They don't play Smash Bros. Because it's a fighting game. It's a party game. It's a fighting game third, party game second, crossover game first. Because if they genuinely cared about those games, they would have played those games already. And the ones they do is for characters like Shovel Knight and other DLC characters. So yeah, they don't play fighting. They don't play Smash Bros. Because it's a fighting game. They play it because it's the fucking Fortnite of fighting games, and it's sadly the truth. Why do you think they fucking want Minecraft Steve in there and shit? It's what it truly is. And that's unfortunately why Street Fighter 6 is doing so well, because it's a solid game. It has a watered down Smash Bros.-esque mechanic for beginners who don't want to really try too hard. And then now you have the pretty Chun-Li, the pretty Cammy, the pretty Yuri, and then Mai. So who the fuck's... But all those guys, they're just buying the game to buy one character and play it. So it's like, Jesus Christ, man. So that's why, unfortunately, even with Call of the Wolves, the new one, amongst its own fan base, there's no way for it to get big because it caters too much to regular fighting game fans. And even then, Mark of the Wolves was relatively niche compared to King of Fighters and Sam Show. Dragon from World Heroes? Without able to kill it instinct. Very true, very true. Max from Soul Calibur. That's maybe why I don't remember. One for Ori. Rivals 2 out of original character look clear for me. But yeah, but you actually understand, Crimson. You actually like fighting games or fighting games. You understand the platform fighters are platform fighters. You're not the guy who I'm talking about, obviously. And when people are like you, then, well, you wouldn't have the issue with, having to rely on getting like 72 across, like, a roster of like 75 characters. And people still asking for stupid guests like Goku and shit. The Krumling Laboratory. Yeah, again, I'm not opposed to having a guest character or two, but they've got to fit the style. They have to fit the game. My fits Dead or Alive. My fits Street Fighter. Shovel Knight fits in Rival to Aether.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Spawn fit Mortal Kombat, and he also fit in Tekken. Link fit in Soul Calibur too. That's why those characters don't get shit, because they actually fit the mentality. But when you have the Tekken 7 with your Negans and your Noctises, like that shit gotta stop. Because it gets you more sales and more numbers temporarily, but these people will just buy the game for like, or like in the 2v1, most people, they'll just buy the game for like, they'll buy the game, they'll play it for a couple of rounds, maybe a week or two, and then they drop it and they're done. They don't come back to it every now and then. When they put down that game, they put it down. And they'll go back to Call of Duty or whatever else. Like, I should not have to buy Homelander and Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty to be able to get a fun experience. Like Bulletstorm again, with Duke Nukem DLC, he's funny, but they actually changed the cutscenes with Duke Nukem, the new dialogue and everything, which makes the game funnier. It's a different experience than the vanilla, which is okay enough, and it fits as well. I mean, I still headcanon that her and, I still canon that, what's her name from that game and Duke, that their kid is, Shelly Harris from Iron Fury. Fuck. I had a friend with Super Super Guy. I was a level 2 character. But I can see that. I can see it somewhat working, but I can also see why they wouldn't want to do it. They haven't already done it. I'll check chat in a second. How Colin was as well. 2B and Virgin Fighters. Yeah. Yeah, with 2B, 2B could potentially fit, but you have to know how to make her fit with your moveset. Because the way she plays in Soul Calibur, if you put 2B, let's say, in a game like... what's another game? Let's say in a game like... if they made another Senran Kagura game, she would have to play very good. I'm not saying she can't work, because Ayana worked in Senran Kagura as well. But that one was more of a 3D arena anime-esque fighter, which fits very close to Ninja Gaiden. So, in a way, like, half the work is already done. Fuck! The fact that CPU is even spamming about this character tells me all I fucking need to know. This man is just spamming ultras the same way they have fucking comeback mechanics. Holy shit.
You lose.
Not bad, I'm putting room for improvement. How would you learn another fucking move? You see, hey look, he got ADD. Nicki Minaj and Copy from Trope Uncle? Yeah, I think it was a timed exclusive, but then again, the fact that I can get Snoop Dogg, I have a 4-on-4 squadron in Call of Duty. The fact that theoretically I can make a 4-on-4 squadron with me as Seth Rogen, my friend is Nicki Minaj, my other friend is Cheech, and the last friend being Snoop Dogg, unironically as DLC, and the 4 of us can be the stoner squad and go out and shoot people with holiday guns against Homelander and other crossover stuff. That should not be what Call of Duty is about. But that's what sells, because I understand the paradox. the best of everything typically is either incredibly niche and exclusive or has a little bit of everything. Not too much, but just a little bit to round it out. But when you do it like this, it doesn't work because you're just blindly throwing things. You can make a fish and beef double patty burger that tastes good, but you just can't mix the fish and beef in the same patty. It doesn't work out like that. If I play cross with another person, I'm not sure if cross tag has, and I can't test with you. I tried with I tried doing that before with the same engine with the Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and that should blocks you right by region. But that was before they added that update, so that added that last DLC. So I could be wrong about that. I could check that. RTV opening with IV Soul Calibur 6. I'm bringing the card out to the period piece. Yeah, like I said, you want excellence in a very niche way. These guys want corporate success in the most blah way possible. I hate to say it, but that's why Fortnite has a better looking Chun-Li in Fortnite than I would say Street Fighter 6, even a better looking Sakura than in Street Fighter 5, and Street Fighter 5 Sakura looked pretty damn good to me. With that, I'm gonna pick Sakura. Her costumes in this game are not great. I'm gonna pick Alternate 2. Put on purple. I don't know why Sakura on purple just really work. I'll make it time. Shit. Let's do 2012 out. Shinku Hadoken. Let's go. I'm gonna put her against. I'm gonna play Poison next. Poison in this game is probably the best she's ever fucking been in her moveset. I'm gonna put her against. Yeah. No, we got it. We got it. I gotta do her duty. Alternate 2. You better be fucking yellow. So good game. Let's go. Call was sold free hatchback and Blops 2. Blops 2 at that time sold the record. About that time had the record for the fastest selling game, and I'd say it. Blops 2 is probably the last good Call of Duty where the campaign actually was worth the shit. But it's because, you know, they played the sci-fi thing, the weapon balancing was actually really solid for the multiplayer. Multiple endings did help, so some replayability. But yeah, the online was like, that was the last one I think the online was actually really good. Black Ops 3, if you have all the DLC, is the last one worth getting, only because with all the DLC you can literally get every single Call of Duty zombie map ever made up to that point. And if you have it on PC as well, you have the Black Ops zombie map toolmaker kit. So you can make your own custom map. So there's someone who made the entirety of the Indiana Jones Last Crusade, that last trench where, you know, they go to get the actual Holy Grail. And you can just play all that as a Call of Duty map. Someone did that with the entirety of like the Death Star in Episode 4 of Star Wars. So if you want the droids as your zombies instead of, you know, regular zombies, and you're like fighting with like the lights, the blasters, stormtroopers, it's really fun. That's where COD used to shine, when the community could be creative. But then after that came out, I think it was Advanced Warfare that came out, and then Ghost, and that just kind of really just pushed them into the whole. It's much more streamlined. We're trying to compete with PUBG now. Fortnite was just starting to settle in, and they were realizing that they couldn't beat those guys. They couldn't. So Fortnite beat out PUBG because PUBG you had to pay for initially. The Battlefield 1 come out around that time too. And it was just so many things put away from COD that COD realized the only way to succeed is to just copy and imitate the successor, Fortnite. Yeah, the Modern Warfare remake isn't bad, but it also, again, it's a remake to be fair.
Will fly at this location.
Oh, or the crossover fighter makes sense, yeah. Yeah, Warzone was when it got crazy, because Warzone was a free-to-play game to compete with Fortnite.
Mission start. Are you ready? Fight!
Hayabusa didn't make the roster in what game? Smash Brothers? I am pissed too. It's like you're insinuating that you got Banjo-Kazooie back from Rare, which was a very crazy deal at the time. I'm trying to get him. He's just so fucking huge. I can barely get like a kick in it. I picked a tiny character. She's a Falco to Fox. I can't. Yeah, too fair. Shield. Got the secret ending. Well, Black Ops 2. perform with Woods and Mendez, but that only exists if you get the best ending, and it was kind of a joke thing anyway. If you get that ending and you unlocked it, it was a post cutscene after getting the best ending. It was kind of fun. I gotta miss that when you could like just experience the ending yourself, just looking it up on YouTube and stuff like that. For example, Adam only have Japanese voices. What's the point then? If you can't have Japanese voices, part of the appeal of what made Crunchyroll so big back in the day is that you could get the anime subbed and dubbed and subbed on Crunchyroll for the longest time until, you know, recently. Or the big meat and potatoes of the site. Yeah, I'm not paying attention. I don't have to do it for next year. You got a very interesting conversation going on, sorry. I'll change Guile and I'll pick the second, the first costume. Dead. I'll take payment no matter what the language. I would disagree, but I know what you mean. Like, typically, I am team subs all the way, no matter what language. There are very few languages. If it's Japanese, English, Spanish, I will pick the dub 1 time out of 10. Actually, 1 time out of 20. The other 19 times, I'm gonna pick the subtitles because the voice capture something that you can't really capture in a dub. But unfortunately, there are some things that you just can't get in translation. It's just a cross-cultural issue. Things get lost. It just happens. It's like the same reason you have American remakes of foreign films, because there are some things that just don't translate smoothly. And I mean the good remakes. I don't mean the shitty ones like Old Boy. I'm gonna pick a different villain this time. Let's have her go against... Who's gonna smoke me? But not too much. Like... No Kane, but he's able to. Alright, here, cringy the English. Depends on the voice acting quality, correct. Some anime has some good English. Some anime had good English dub, but again, those are far few in between. But at the same time, that's almost everything else. Have you ever heard a Russian dub of a foreign film before? Some of the studios are so broke they literally will just turn down the original audio halfway down and they'll just dub over that. So the dub could be good, but you're slightly the original audio and the original language in the background. If you look up, you can find the Russian dub of Kill la Kill on YouTube, a clip or two. If you hear it very carefully, you can hear the Japanese audio underneath all that Russian on the bottom. Yeah. When Ocean was dubbing shit, they were doing really good because they tried to keep the spirit and the intent of the characters, as opposed to getting a proper transliteration. So they got the energy right, they got the spirit right. But now you have so many people who are just trying to, before, you know, doing the localizer thing, they try to actually get it so literal that it just doesn't make sense. That's why sometimes the subs are better to get the cultural translator notes and all that stuff. But I first saw Toy Story in a Spanish dub, and I'm like, why the fuck is Buzz Lightyear's voice so damn high? I think it was the same voice actor who they had to do the Vinyl of the Opera. This was a high pitch. Kill Kill's good. When you watch it, you're like, I get why this was the first, the big anime of that year, and I used to actually have Kill Kill merch. I wanted to buy the fucking jacket, but nowhere I could find it. It was always sold out or whatever. And then the year after, no one sold it. And then apparently I see footage from Anime Expo 2025 and they brought back Kill Kill under the triggers. And they're selling merch again. I'm like, why is it that when I went, they didn't have the fucking jacket? What the fuck? Oh, fucking yeah. Sakura's, I have to play with lights and mediums. Her heavy speaker too vulnerable. Shoot. Alright. Fuck! Let's make that grab. There we go. Yeah, but to be fair, Kill la Kill is also a very high energy thing, and so as long as think about it, you can't get exactly Mako Mako and Shoku to be consistent in every language, because what's considered high energy in Japan is not what's high energy in Russian or in English or in German. And as a result, you just have to do with that nature's level, that nature's answer to what high energy comedy is. So they embrace that, you get the cultural equivalence of it, and it winds up being a fun time all around. Because they embrace the story of it, but they also can make appropriate changes to cater to each culture, without sacrificing the story's integrity. when you do a dub properly. But a lot of dubs try not to, they either be too respectful that it makes no fucking sense, or they try so hard to not do it, like Ghost Stories. What? No, where's it close? Bingo! Sakura, it used to be my main for the longest time, because I had this dumb thing that makes kind of sense. Well, if you play Top Skill vs. Capcom, you have 4 control schemes. You can play with the, actually technically 5. You can play with the Wii Remote and Nunchuck. You can play with the classic controller, basically the plug-in PlayStation / Super Nintendo controller with the 2 bumpers. You can play with the GameCube controller. If you had it, you could play with the arcade stick. I didn't have the arcade stick at the time. I saw it once, and I never seen it again. Oh, I've seen it one other time, but it's hard as shit to find. And that day, I didn't buy that. I bought a PSP instead. Part of me wishes I had gone and bought that arcade stick out of rarity, but then part of me was glad I got the PSP because it got me so many better games. But the last thing that it's you can play as is with the Wii Remote. I'm not kidding. You can play Top Skill vs. Capcom with the Wii Remote. And the way it works, you have your D-pad, your A is your taunt, your B is your shield, you hold the remote sideways like Smash Brothers. But you only attack with 2 buttons. Medium and hard, which is your 1 and 2. And I got used to that, so I thought if that worked for Top Skill vs. Capcom, then I should be able to find a character in Street Fighter that can play with 2 attack buttons, where I can get a lot of things done. And when you get better, then you get more confident, you slap that 3rd button in there. Marvel vs. Capcom was too busy, but Sakura was a character where her lights and her mediums, as you saw here, her 2 attack buttons, you can get a lot more shit done. Her heavy make her too vulnerable. So I found my 2-button fighter and just go dun 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 dun, and that's how I chain my shit together. I'm gonna pick the controversial one there. Poison. Well, it's gonna go. Because Poison has a lot of leeway in this game. You could just make her rush down character, your defense. You can do setups and all that stuff. There's a lot. She's basically the mix-em-up character that's really, really good. While in Street Fighter V, they really try to railroad you with where to play a very certain way. I'll lure him in, then slap, knock him back, lure him back, slap. Maybe a juggle here, but that's about it. Ultimate 2 for Cody. Yeah, good. I feel that's... Star Wars was a great trilogy? Yeah, it was. So they brought Sneaky Pete? Yeah. Anything after that? They never made anything official. They just licensed and sanctioned fan fictions after that. I remember watching through Alpha Games and all more Sakura being, no, Street Fighter is going to be otakus. Street Fighter 4 is the Pixar Last Jedi. Jedi Gamer like Anatarts? Why else do you think the term otaku was a thing? It was not a positive thing. It was the fan base equivalent of the N-word in Japan. But they took it and said, no, you, and now otaku is a term that is for everything. The same way how we use the internet autist for everything. You're a train autist, you're a car autist, you're a fighting game autist, you're an art autist, music artist, whatever the fuck. That's what otaku is the equivalent of nowadays. He's a military otaku, he's a train otaku, he's, you know, stationary otaku. I remember, what was it, the Metal Gear Solid Otakon? Was it because of Otaku Convention? Otakon? There's a very, very specific term. It's a very specific kind of Anatar they don't like. But because the term yaoi, for example, it's an abbreviation of a 3-phrase sentence. If I remember, it's Yamanashi, Onanashi. I gotta remember what the last one is. One second. Because it translates into, I have to remember what the exact term was. It's like no climax, no emotion, no payoff. And it was referred because the boys' love, as opposed to like straight romance and everything else, the boy romance just went straight to the fucking. fucking remember what the last bit was gonna eat away at me. Gonna head to bed soon? Alright, take care, man. I'll look up after this what the exact quote was. Half pipe, let's go.
North America, half pipe. Your destiny will be determined here.
Plenty of climaxing emotion payoff in your ideas, but you know when women tend to write these things.
Are you ready? Fight!
Yeah, kids are okay. See it? I remember how it's like I can like push him away with my weight. Right? Shield. Hold it. Yamanashi, ochinashi, iminashi. No point, no climax, no point, no meaning. Essentially, it's the I don't feel anything. It's like this is just it's in English by the way. Like this is just porn. That's what it is. Like you call that romance, even the regular shit. And, oh god, this is if you want to see what I was like playing Street Fighter 2 when I was personally as a beginner. Welcome back to the show. It's her mids and her highs to get mixed up with it. Mids and heavies, sorry. I can't remember how to like. There's a way you can run after him and like wiggle your whip to like get him a couple times. I'm trying to remember which way it was. I gotta try again. Now this was just pathetic. Roxy color, yes, I love Roxy. Roxy is poison. They're sisters, right? Or are they just really good besties? I forget. Roxy is the safe option. If you don't want another controversy, you pick Roxy. If you don't mind taking a chance, you take poison. Some people are into that thing, some people don't. Some people are like, I don't care, booty is booty. Roxy against her poison. Now, they gotta make a new final fight where you can play as Poison and Roxy side by side. Develop Roxy's character a little bit more. Not too much. Just how the two of them just beating up, throwing shit around, you know? You technically can get your quote-unquote strong female character there. You don't have to change anything about the two of them. You bring back stuff, you can bring back other Street Fighter characters, it's a win-win. Just make it an independent game you can beat in like 3 to 4 hours, charge $15 for it, and I think everyone will be fine. It doesn't need to be like this 8-hour-long beat 'em up. It does not need to fall in the same pitfall that Streets of Rage 4 did. Take your time. Okay, Roxy, alright, that's Poison, making sure. Alright. Yeah, in that case, that would be kind of cool to have like her default skin be the Poison inspired style. But then you could have her to have other cosmetics. What was she like before she met Poison, or some other phases in her life from other people she admired. That would be really, really cool. And then the last cosmetic could be, you know, Roxy before she joined the Mad Gear gang, or when she was a fresh recruit. Maybe she had black hair, maybe she had orange hair, maybe she had freaking white hair, or maybe she had two-tone hair. There's a lot of things you could do. Poison so controversial is because, a long story short, when she came out, they called her, she was an antagonistic character, and people were, you know, kind of scared about beating up women in video games, so they called her New Half. And New Half got turned into tranny over time, so then that's a whole controversy to this day with Capcom that is Capcom a woman or is Capcom a transgender? And it used to be a point where, unironically, it was, I think the Japanese answer at one point was, incredible no, it was the European was a cross-dresser, the Japanese one was it was up to whatever you want it to be, the American was it was confirmed to be tranny. So even so, like the boxer claw dictator problem, the answer once again depended on your region. And then Capcom, I think for when Street Fighter 5 came out, they just washed it all away and said, we're not giving you a concrete stance. So it's whatever you want it to be. You want it to be a woman, you can make it be a woman. You want it to be a transgender, it's a transgender. You don't want to know? No, you want it to be uncomfortably smooth? Where it's neither, you can do that too. That's why it's controversial. if people could just handle women being punched on, which was funny considering you also game like Streets of Rage where you played as girls who got punched by the opponent if you weren't careful. Then what was the problem? You know what I mean?
North America. Back near hideout.
That's why Poison's controversial. That's why Poison I don't think has any arc really. That's a woman? Exactly. But you know, again,
Are you ready?
all they have to do is just accept that women can be punched in the face, because in video games, and it would have been fine. But you know, people were. It was the 90s. Some people were overly concerned, and some people weren't. It's nonsense. But at the same time, I get it, you know. Come on, come on. Okay, look closer, look closer. Come on, what? There you go. I'm trying to like get him to push in front of to push and pull. But I don't remember how to do it. Okay, side. Okay, my side to side. I don't need that one. I need the quarterback. There we go. I need the quarterback. There we go. That's what I need. There we go. The author's alive and well. It doesn't the author is something that will just inevitably exist because it's just a mere interpretation of life versus the characters, and that's not even taking politics into account. When you say like, oh, they never made any more movies or any more songs after this time and date, that's definitely the opposite. You need to do it with entire people's careers. People can do what they want. Can't pick and choose. All right. So far, so good. I'm not gonna win this fight. I don't play Poison enough to know how to use this thing again. At least with the Poison, the Claw Vega, the Poison Vice. So the Claw Vega, Boxer, Balrog, and the Dictator Vega. This makes sense because, you know, they didn't want to take a lawsuit with like Mike Tyson. At least that makes some more sense. Choose the rounds for each Super 5, yes.
Fighters have assembled from around the world to join in the fight, but only one will be declared the best.
A couple more, then I'll call it. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a shorter stream. We gotta do this. So overall, the fighting game witches. What's the one with like Dragon's Crown or something? The big one where like everyone was like, I have like beautiful women. They're like the biggest bazongas in a fucking fantasy game. Or like the near butt naked barbarian girl. Dragon's Crown, I think it was called.
Unknown. Jurassic Era Research Facility. The stage of battle is set.
They tell you that Rufus is stupid, but we're in the same timeline where fucking dinosaurs are coming back to life. And you have levitating telekinetics. You want to talk to you about realism with Rufus.
It's the battle of the century. Fight!
Sorceress, there we go. This is basically Chun-Li for beginners if you didn't know how to pull off the animations just quite right. Street Fighter 5 had a lot of good maps, but unfortunately you have to either play like forever and unlock them all, or the worst ones, you had to buy the freaking season passes for like 20 bucks a piece, and each one had like only one of those special tournament arenas. And you can't buy them all the cart like you can the other stages, which is incredibly frustrating. So there's 5 of them, you have to spend $100 to get all those stages. I didn't bother. Come on, leg. Sweep the leg. Come on, Karate Kid, sweep the leg. No. Fuck you. No. Fuck no. Please, please. Shield. Oh, you bastard, you. Fuck. Broke my shins in. Street Fighter Cross Tekken originally? Did Street Fighter Cross Tekken come out after this? I thought Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out afterwards. It was like 2015. And it took forever, like over a decade, from the finally cancel Tekken Cross Street Fighter, and that's why they have fucking Goki Altima in fucking 7. Him being canon, I don't understand why. I'm petty right now. I'm just petty. Fuck! God damn it! Oh, fucking dollars, I'm so close. Got him. Not Dragon Quest, no. Dragon's, Okay, 2012, okay, I don't remember. I actually have the Vita version of that game that has all the characters. But yeah, that was stupid. Disc lock content, that's retarded. I mean, SNK, I think, only did that once on the PSP, for the weird licensing agreement or whatever. So that was a way to technically recover the game file if you were not going to be able to get it, but even then I think it was for Metal Slug on 7, which became XX on the PSP, and that one has the disc lock content with for Liliana. It's only one character, $1, but still, it's on the disc. There are plugins if you know how to mod your Vita or PSP to get around that shit. Oh, Ultra was after Street Fighter Cross 2? Okay, okay, that makes sense. On the bench pen has to offer, and I'm off to conquer the world. Maybe 1 or 2 more fights. Did that make me wretch? No, get the fuck out of here. X could have been great. More info can the way keep people's mood, yeah. Yeah, dislock content, and the dislock content was literally half the fucking roster. So that already was, so yeah. So even if it was like proper DLC, why would half the game be DLC? Then you had the fucking gem mission where you had to do different difficulties to get more gems to unlock other things. The whole game was just trying to be. It was basically MK11's grind fest before it was even a fucking thing. The difference is that mobile gaming thankfully wasn't big enough for Street Fighter Cross 2 to get any kind of fucking traction. And people who did, they were quick to mod their 360s and PS3s to show you what the full game is supposed to look like without the modded content. And those people got legit, they had their names found, the usernames found, you know. And then Capcom went out of the way to ban those people from playing online because they, you know, they cheated their way through the content. But just saying, bro, if it's on the disc, you should be able to own it. Why should you pay at the time like $50, $60 for fucking content that's already on the disc? I imagine like locking CD tracks behind a paywall. Oh, fuck you, Phelan. Let's pick him. I think I'm gonna lose. Top Sideshow Man? Oh, bro, we're gonna probably end after 2 fights, bro. So. Yeah, that's what they had to use Street Fighter 4 to pick it back up, which, funny for them, and basically made the best version of Street Fighter 4 you can get. Again, all the moveset customizability. And this game is so good that when 5 came out with all the limited content, people just ran back into 4 in the arcade numbers here in Japan. They did a pretty good banger. All tempo control. The 5 when it got better, like season 4, season 5, it did season 4 actually did really fucking good.
The battle has begun. Fight!
He's got less clothes on, I'll give him that. That's great. That's proper actually embracing the I just need my fists. I don't know what content I picked, but we're gonna roll with it. Fuck. We're in Korea. Makes perfect sense, like. I got the home advantage. Oh shit. No. Stop. Sit motion. Oh! No! Okay, I'll give Fei Long this. He's actually pretty nifty. I'll give him that. Okay, fresh, even not yet. Correct. Yeah, you shouldn't be surprised if you already paid for it. Yes. But unfortunately, when the problem with it is not wanting money. Wanting money is not a problem. It's just being greedy. Having to have every last penny on the Scrooge McDuck, that's the fucking problem. Getting some breathing room. Otherwise, you get too tough with a fire kick. Shit. He's gonna use fire blast right there. Yep, called it. Fuck! Shit. I'm not gonna rematch you. I'm not gonna rematch you. It's not worth it. But it's pretty damn close. It's a close fight. So when it loses a close fight like that, I'm like, okay, I wasn't terrible enough to be able to get my ass whipped. When I lose like full fucking meter to the other guy, then that's when I get fucking pissed. Like, shit. Exceptions apply, such as I need this shit to move on to the next round. Yeah, we didn't play everybody because there's so many fucking characters in this game, but I'll pick one more. Morning in a good way, double counting. Interesting, we get interesting trend with the final character of Street Fighter has been underwhelming, really the bitching. As if I did with the underdeveloped Luke. Exactly. You know who would have been the best character to be dropped last in that same season? Cody. Cody should have been the last DLC character, because Cody was a character that people actually wanted to come back. And think about it. Luke, I get, is supposed to be the protagonist for Street Fighter V, but first of all, good fucking luck. It doesn't matter what the fuck you do. The same way how Mai and Terry are the king of fighters, between every SNK fighter that is in Sam's show, is Street Fighter to everyone is always going to be the Ryu and Chun-Li show. There's no two ways about it. They're just the two biggest faces. That's why it doesn't matter who the protagonist was in the first two Street Fighter 3s. It's always going to be these two's show, no matter what. And even Capcom knows, because when you pick the game of Street Fighter 5, pick Ryu, his default costume is what his famous stature is. It's not his younger canonical age in the story mode, actually. And two, if you put Luke in the beginning, it would have been like, Luke's new character, okay, what's in here? And you bring back Poison, you bring back Cody at the very end, you know, you're kind of showing like, okay, Luke's is the new protagonist, and these characters are going to show the change of the world of Street Fighter that he's going to be in. This new era where Poison's not doing the thing with Mad Gear as much, you know. You know, you brought back, what's his name from Street Fighter 3? The boss of the Evil's there. And when you end with Cody, you know, who's now the mayor of the city, it's like, okay, this is a very different ending to what we're used to in Street Fighter. And this is the Street Fighter that Luke's going to go into. And that would have been a perfect setup. You begin with an unwilling protagonist, but you have a great supporting cast. And it could have worked that way. Because who the fuck honestly liked Luke as a character in Street Fighter 6? And I'm saying as a character because they tried to market his personality so fucking hard with all those commercials and adverts, you know, with the thick Ryu meme and all that. Last fight, let's do it just for you guys. I'm gonna pick alternate 1 in white, and then we're gonna put almost cameo. Alternate 2 red. Yeah, there are no other pro types. Yeah, Luke is less awful, but yeah. Not as bad as a fucking... Yeah, not as bad as freaking Smash Bros. Where every other character was like, yeah, this is ass. Yeah, this is ass. Yeah, this is ass. I'm not gonna get Team Street Fighter 6, I don't think so. I think they would rather, if they do, it's because they have front-loaded with all the waifus and husbandos people want to see.
It's the battle of the century! Fight!
The fuck? It's a close match, we'll take it. They're both with short cannons. Shit. Alright. Come on, throw. Shield. We just hoping I was trying to throw in here. Yeah. If they gave Alice a spin-off of like, you know, like all the dirty work in Street Fighter, that would have been really, really fun. To make him the beat-em-up face. Because they brought him into Top Smoker vs. Capcom, surprisingly. But then again, that was a very Japan-centric game when they developed it, as opposed to thinking about the Western market. That's probably why Alice even had a fucking chance. Come on. Hey, careful. Hey, let's go. Come on. Shoot, shoot. Oh, yeah. Go, come on, heavy. Come on, heavy kicks. Oh, she suplexed that shit back. Come on. Come on. Come on, let's go. Okay, supers are not working. Fuck, no. Fuck. Fuck! Damn it. Why is it always the last fight's gonna come down like this? And this Chun up in 4 and 5? Yeah. Yeah, but to be fair, they call it a sexy Chun-Li, but she had her hair down. But I think it works better than with her hair and the buns for this outfit. Everything just flows in the design. Just close to me. Shoot! Right. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, look what? You gotta stay on the floor for here. Come on. Okay, we're so close, we're so close. Almost there. Almost there, almost there. Come on. Shit, come on. Boom! There we go. Start with Basso Akira, exactly. And as a rival school rep, and the next to no villains. Correcto. In the Western world has very... because Europe and their storytelling convention is very much slanted the other way as opposed to Japan's, which is why when we get reps across the universal border, it always just the same like 4 or 5 kind of protagonists over and over. Alright guys, put your closing thoughts in. New color for Chun-Li, dope. Alright. Closing thoughts in there, yeah. I probably could do a Street Fighter 5 stream next week. I think I have the mod installed that can buy, because I know that has a really shitty loading issue, like Tekken 7 did. There was a mod that they made that could actually bypass that stuff. So if you turn on like to the Capcom ad mode and you put that add-on or the fan-made patch into there, you would get the add-on credits, but it would skip the entirety of the ad. He's also pushing pro tags like Street Views SF1, Chun-Li was SF2, Alpha SF3. I didn't catch on to that actually. Especially commenting about always may have for one and Ken and MCV. I think Ken could have worked if they had Mega Man and another good Marvel rep to counter Ken. That's the only way it could work. As is, bro. Nah. As is, no. Alright guys, this is Shemale signing off. Take care, raise those fucking horns, and we'll see you on the other side.